Want to plan your next fishing trip without the hassle? FishingBooker.com is the best way to find and book a fishing charter anywhere in the world. Whether you're chasing trophy fish or just looking for a family day on the water, Fishing Booker makes it simple, fast, and secure. With thousands of experienced guides, verified reviews, and 24/7 customer support, Fishing Booker takes the guesswork out of planning. Visit FishingBooker.com and book your trip today. Fishing Booker. Fishing trips made easy.
For almost 50 years, Midway USA has been America's go-to source for just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors. Go to MidwayUSA.com to see our latest deals and promotions and take advantage of our super fast same-day shipping. If you need a cooler, a new fishing rod, another rifle, ammo, or a reloading press, you can find it all at MidwayUSA.com. Thanks for your business.
Welcome to the Hunting Stories Podcast, The Hunter's Brief, your quick, factual, and lightly humorous update on the week's hunting and fishing news. In this episode, we'll cover national policy shakeups, local conservation victories, wildlife controversies, and more, all without any fluff or editorializing. From a fish-out frenzy at a draining Colorado lake to a heated trophy hunt debate in the UK. Let's dive into this week's top outdoor stories. Wildlife officials urge fish out of draining Colorado Lake because of a broken dam. A leaky dam outlet in southwest Colorado is causing Summit Reservoir to drain rapidly, so wildlife officials have invited anglers to, and I quote, fish it empty before the remaining water and fish are gone. Colorado Parks and Wildlife announced an emergency fish salvage on July 10th, lifting bag limits so licensed anglers can keep all the fish they catch. The species actually include catfish, bass, perch, trout, etc. The reservoir, near Mancos, is being drained to repair the 98-year-old dam after an outlet valve stuck open on July 5th. CPW warns participants to watch out for deep mud and stick to the dam area, the dead pool, where fish will concentrate as water levels drop. Rather than let thousands of fish die, CPW is turning a mishap into a public harvest opportunity, a rare chance for anglers to help salvage a resource and stock their freezers. It's not often the fish regs say no limit, catch 'em all. Consider it an all-you-can-catch buffet before this lake runs dry. Trump administration axes protections on 59 million acres of national forest. In a major policy move, the Trump administration has rescinded the 2001 Roadless Rule, opening up about 59 million acres of roadless national forest land to logging and road building. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins announced on June 23rd that the rule, which had prohibited timber harvest and new roads in wild forest areas since the Clinton era, will be formally rolled back in the coming weeks. Republicans from western states praised the decision, arguing it will improve forest management and reduce wildfire risk, especially in states like Alaska, Montana, and Utah that have very large roadless tracts. Conservationists and hunting groups, however, blasted the move as a corporate giveaway, warning that logging these untouched areas will harm wildlife habitat, clean water, and outdoor recreation. Pristine roadless forests are prime country for big game and backcountry hunting. Opening them to logging could fragment habitat and reduce the remote wild areas prized by hunters and anglers for recreation. The roadless rule just hit a dead end. Collusion controversy. Washington Wildlife Commission and anti-hunting group. A brewing scandal in Washington state has hunters up in arms. Evidence suggests members of the Washington Fish and Wildlife Commission colluded with an anti-hunting organization and even the former governor's office to shape wildlife policy. The Sportsmen Alliance released communication showing 4 commissioners secretly planned meetings with Washington Wildlife First, an activist group opposed to hunting, to discuss how things will be moving forward on issues like spring bear, wolf management, and other items. One commissioner acknowledged mixing the group's agenda with official work could easily be considered collusion, but went along with it anyway. In one video, a commissioner even noted he was giving former Governor Jay Inslee what he asked for by keeping wolves listed as endangered despite scientific recommendations. Now this matters because, if true, these revelations mean decisions to cancel hunts or protect predators in Washington may have been driven by backroom deals rather than sound biology, undermining trust for hunters and anglers. The new governor is being petitioned to remove several commissioners over these allegations. Talk about wolves in the hen house, or rather, anti-hunters in the Wildlife Commission. It's a reminder that wildlife politics can be as tricky as a blind date between a wolf and an elk. Ex-NFL quarterback Jay Cutler sparks outrage with African hunt posts. Former Chicago Bears QB Jay Cutler found himself sacked on social media after sharing photos from a South African hunting safari. Cutler posted an Instagram picture on July 12th, proudly posing with a dead sable antelope and captioned it, "Kicked off Africa hunt with a beauty, sable down." The online backlash was immediate. Thousands of comments condemned him for bragging about killing a rare animal, with one writing, "This is nothing to brag about," and another sarcastically calling it super impressive to shoot an unwitting animal. Cutler, 42, shrugged off all the criticism and continued posting trophy pictures. He reportedly took at least 2 more animals on the trip. Notably, this hunt was legal under South Africa's regulated programs, which often donate the meat to local communities. The incident highlights the trophy hunting public relations problem. Even lawful hunts can draw fury in the court of public opinion, a reality modern hunters must navigate. This controversy reminds hunters that social license is fragile, and posting grip and grin trophy shots can ignite debates that affect all of us. Jay Cutler might have retired from throwing passes, but he sure fumbled the PR playbook on this one. He's getting blitzed harder on Instagram than he ever did on the field.
At Midway USA, we put customers first. The Nitro Express shipping system is icing on the cake. It was a big investment of time and money to take super fast, low-cost shipping to a whole new level. The Nitro Express helps ensure same-day shipping and low shipping cost. We hope you enjoy the Nitro Express. We built it just for you. For just about everything for the outdoors, go to MidwayUSA.com.
I'm Larry Potterfield with Midway USA. Thanks for your business.
South Dakota considering hound hunting to manage mountain lions. Mountain lion management is heating up in South Dakota Black Hills, where state officials have floated a proposal to expand the use of hounds in cougar hunts. The Game Fish and Parks Commission is taking comments on a plan that would enlarge the area and season where hunters can run scent-tracking dogs to tree mountain lions, making it easier to harvest these elusive cats. The draft rule would also remove special permits for Custer State Park, allowing limited number of dog-assisted hunts there, and maintain the overall harvest quota of 60 lions or 40 females per year. This comes after an attempt last year to sharply reduce the Black Hills lion population was scrapped amid public outcry. Supporters say more hound hunting will help reach lions in areas where current harvest is low. Data shows using dogs yields a 62% success rate versus only 4% without hounds in part of the Black Hills. Opponents, however, argue it could commercialize or elitistify the hunt, and that chasing lions with dog isn't fair chase for some hunters. Balancing predator management with public perception is tricky. For South Dakota, deer and elk hunters, a controlled lion population can mean healthier game herds. But expanding hound hunting might be controversial among locals and could test the state's commitment to fair chase ethics. It's a cat and hound game in the Black Hills, and the debate is anything but pause and relax. U.S. House Committee advances bill to protect lead ammo use and delist the grizzlies. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers moved 2 bills forward that caught hunters' attention. The House Natural Resource Committee on July 15th approved the Protecting Access for Hunters and Anglers Act, the H.R. 556, and the Grizzly Bear State Management Act, H.R. 281, for a full House vote. The bill would prohibit federal agencies from banning traditional lead ammunition or fishing tackle on public lands unless there's a significantly proven need. This comes after recent attempts by the previous administration to phase out lead on national wildlife refuges, efforts that hunters saw as overreach, threatening affordable ammo. Meanwhile, H.R. 281, sponsored by Rep. Harriet Hagman, would force the delisting of the greater Yellowstone ecosystem grizzly bears from the endangered species list, turning management back over to Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. Advocates argue the GYE Grizzlies have recovered to over 1,000 bears, double the original 500 goal, and that states should be allowed to resume limited hunting to address increased conflicts. Both bills still face an uphill climb in the Senate, but signal a push to prioritize hunter interests in policy. If lead ammo bill were to become law, hunters and anglers could breathe easier about using their preferred and cheaper lead bullets and sinkers on federal lands. And the grizzly bill reflects frustration in the West over species that are biologically recovered but legally tied up in court. It could open the door for the first grizzly hunts in the lower 48 in decades. Congress, talking about bullets and bears in one breath, must be a hunter's brief indeed. Three new wolf packs confirmed in Colorado. For the first time in generations, multiple wolf packs are roaming Colorado. State wildlife officials announced that 3 new packs have formed following Colorado's recent wolf reintroduction efforts. At a CPW commission meeting on July 16th, staff detailed the packs nicknamed the One Ear Pack in Jackson County, the King Mountain Pack in Routt County, and the Three Creeks Pack in Rio Blanco County. Though it's not yet known how many pups each has produced, the presentation also noted the realities of wolves on the landscape. Since April 2024, at least 10 wolves have died from various causes in Colorado, including a male from the Copper Creek Pack that was lethally removed after 3 livestock attacks earlier this year. CPW emphasized that no further wolves from that pack will be killed unless more depredations occur. The formulation of new packs is a milestone for Colorado's controversial reintroduction program. It shows that the wolves are pairing up, breeding, and establishing territories. For hunters and ranchers, it's a mixed bag. On one hand, a successful reintroduction is an ecological achievement. On the other, more packs means increased vigilance to prevent livestock conflicts and potential impacts on deer and elk in those areas. Colorado has pledged to compensate ranchers for losses and to manage wolves adaptively, but the coming years will test how wolves fit into the Rocky Mountain outdoor tapestry. Colorado wanted wolves, and now they've got family packs moving in. Elk and mule deer, consider yourselves notified that the new neighbors might crash your party. Wisconsin woman survives rare black bear attack at home. A 69-year-old Wisconsin woman is recovering from a black bear attack that occurred right in her yard, a highly unusual incident in the Badger State. On July 12th, near the town of Comstock, Karen Fry was charged and mauled by a black bear, but managed to dial 911 despite all of her injuries. Responders rushed her to the hospital, and by July 14th, she was in stable condition and expected to recover. Wildlife officers investigating found a bear cub treed nearby, indicating the attack was likely a mother bear with a cub. She may have perceived Karen or her dog as a threat. The mother bear, however, did flee into the thick cover. Teams with hounds attempting to track her, but came up empty. The Wisconsin DNR sets traps in the areas, announced that if caught, the bear will be euthanized for public safety and then tested. Officials noted that the aggressive behavior like this, a sustained attack, is extremely rare. Wisconsin has never recorded a wild bear causing a human fatality. For hunters and outdoor enthusiasts, this is a reminder that while black bears are genuinely shy, they are still powerful wild animals, especially sows with cubs. Encounters can turn dangerous fast. It underscores the importance of carrying bear spray or a firearm in bear country, even in places like northern Wisconsin where attacks hardly ever happen. Also, wildlife managers' quick decisions to remove the offending bear if possible shows the priority on human safety once a bear loses its fear. This bear attack story has a full Goldilocks twist, except Mama Bear decided someone was too close for comfort. Thankfully, the victim will be okay, and you can bet that local bears are now the least popular neighbors on the block.
Midway USA brand product designers have one straightforward goal: develop high-quality, technically sound products and deliver them to customers at reasonable prices. If you are immersed in the shooting sports industry and pay close attention to every single detail, you know our products are built right and stand up to everyday use. Who has shooting mats and range bag systems to hunting clothing and just about everything for the outdoors? Log on and shop 24/7 with super fast shipping. MidwayUSA.com.
Montana aims to boost wolf harvest with new regulations. Montana wildlife officials proposed aggressive new regulations to drive down the state's wolf population, as required by recent laws established in Montana. Under the plan, headed to the Fish and Wildlife Commission in August, a single hunter-trapper could take up to 15 wolves on one license, with a max of 30 via multiple different methods. Providing at least 5 are harvested by trapping and 5 by hunting in key regions, the state would also set a lofty statewide quota of 500 wolves in a notable change. On private lands, the proposal would allow night hunting for wolves using artificial lights or night vision thermal scopes. These measures follow a 2024 wolf report showing stable wolf numbers despite increased harvests, and a new Montana law mandating that regulators reduce wolf counts to a sustainable level statewide. If approved, this would significantly liberalize wolf hunting, pleasing ranchers and some elk hunters who feel Montana has plenty of wolves. More wolves taken could ease livestock depredations and perceived ungulate impacts. However, conservationists worry it's an overreach that could jeopardize wolf populations or even invite federal relisting. It's a high-stakes balancing act between predator control and conservation. Montana wolves might need to invest in new night vision goggles of their own, because come this fall, hunters could literally be catching them napping. UK moves to ban imports in wake of Cecil anniversary. Across the pond, Britain is on the verge of outlawing the import of hunting trophies. A bill to ban trophy imports cleared the UK House of Commons and was up for debate in the House of Lords this week, coinciding with the 10-year anniversary of Cecil the Lion's killing. Advocates have been pushing hard. On July 8th, activists and some MPs gathered in Parliament, decrying trophy hunting as a barbaric, outdated practice and urging government to finally fulfill its promise to ban the import of endangered and iconic animal parts. The proposed law, Hunting Trophies Import Prohibition Bill, would make it illegal for British hunters to bring home souvenirs from hunts abroad, like lion skins, elephant ivory, or rhino horns. It has widespread public support in the UK, though conservationists are split. Some African wildlife experts warn that cutting off trophy import revenue could hurt funding for habitat protection. If enacted, the UK's ban could inspire similar measures in other countries and tighten the screws on the global trophy hunting industry. Many American hunters travel internationally. While the U.S. hasn't gone this far, the ethical debate is shared. Hunting advocates argue well-regulated trophy hunts aid conservation in local communities, but this shift in Britain shows the optics of trophy hunting are increasingly unfavorable on the world stage. British hunters might soon have to settle for photo albums and memories, no more taxidermied wall of shame, as opponents put it. After all, nothing says happy Cecilversary like Parliament pulling the rug out from under trophy imports. And that's a wrap for this week's Hunter's Brief. We hope you enjoyed this quick factual rundown of what's happening in our outdoor world. Remember to tune in on Monday for our storytelling episodes. We do have some great stories coming for you this Monday. And if you enjoyed the news update, please subscribe and share and show your hunting and fishing buddies. It helps us grow our campfire. And so until next time, stay safe out there, respect the outdoors, and keep living that wild life. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you down the trail.
Want to plan your next fishing trip without the hassle? FishingBooker.com is the best way to find and book a fishing charter anywhere in the world. Whether you're chasing trophy fish or just looking for a family day on the water, Fishing Booker makes it simple, fast, and secure. With thousands of experienced guides, verified reviews, and 24/7 customer support, Fishing Booker takes the guesswork out of planning. Visit FishingBooker.com and book your trip today. Fishing Booker. Fishing trips made easy.
Hey guys, this is Melissa Bachman. Are you ready to stop spooking deer before it's even time to hunt them? Then you need the new Flex S Dark cellular trail camera from SpyPoint. With a no-glow flash option, long-lasting solar power, and a ton of settings that can be changed anytime through the SpyPoint app, there are no more excuses for letting your deer get wise before the season even starts. So check it out for yourself and see why the SpyPoint Flex S Dark is the unstoppable and undetectable scouting tool you need for your next hunt.